In this episode of Teslacam Stories.
When we first met, I thought my eyes would fall straight out of my head. Guess we all live in proof.
Today we've got 20 crazy videos of crashes, funny moments, and unbelievable stories. Buckle up.
It's a tricky thing. You gotta let it fly. Gotta give it wings. If you wanna make it
Wham, bam, Teslacam. I hope you're satisfied.
Micah was driving his Tesla down I-664 when someone in front of him hit their brakes super hard. Autopilot was engaged and automatically applied the brakes. Micah took over, swerving the car to the right and onto the shoulder. As he was waiting to merge back onto the highway, all of a sudden he heard a huge bang and witnessed this three-car accident. Micah saved the footage and gave it to the Virginia State Police, and the officer was impressed with the footage and informed him that 3 people had been taken to the hospital, but they were all okay. Daniel was driving his Model 3 in heavy rain on the Autobahn in Germany, going about 65 miles per hour, which was what he felt was the absolute maximum he could go in these conditions. In his rearview mirror, he saw a BMW speeding up behind him. As it passed, it was obvious to Daniel that the BMW driver was going way too fast. The Tesla played a loud warning chime as the BMW lost control. It looks like they may have started hydroplaning as they skidded across the highway and crashed into the guardrail. Luckily, all the other traffic was able to brake in time to avoid hitting them. Daniel says he felt very safe inside the Model 3 and was ready to apply either full power or heavy braking the moment he saw the BMW losing control. While the BMW slid to the right in front of him, he was preparing to apply full power at just the right time, just in case the traffic behind him couldn't slow down in time. Thankfully, that wasn't the case, and he ended up just safely pulling to the right. He stopped on the shoulder up ahead and was ready to assist, but he was able to see in his mirrors that the BMW driver was luckily able to continue driving. No other cars were involved and nobody was harmed. Speaking of BMW drivers, here's another video from Germany. It's from Timo, who was driving his Model 3 when he encountered this BMW performing a mating ritual at an intersection. All joking aside, that was actually a pretty sweet donut, as we call it in America. Yeehaw! Chris was driving his Model X in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. He and his 10-year-old son were on their way to test drive both a Polestar 2 and a Model Y when this happened. The driver of the Mazda wasn't paying attention and rear-ended another car at full speed. Chris called 911 and let them know he had footage of the accident. Only a few people had any injuries as far as he could tell, and an ambulance had already been dispatched. Jonathan was driving his Model 3 on US Route 60 outside Mesa, Arizona, when he encountered 2 Electromechanica Solo cars. Now, this is a rare sighting indeed. What do you guys think of these fully electric single-seaters? Maybe you'd like to have one for your daily commute? Leave a comment and let us know. This emitter was driving his Model 3 in Switzerland when he had a close encounter with an eagle trying to attack his Tesla. The bird survived and so did the Tesla. We've got to stop and take a moment to admire this view. This has to be one of the most scenic roads we've ever seen. Nice! Stan was driving his Model Y in San Diego, California on a windy day. Check out what he witnessed when he approached a red light. The road sign fell off, but luckily the wind caught it and it barely missed the Mazda. The driver got out and picked up the road sign. We can't help but wonder if she knew how close it got to hitting her car. This emitter was making a left turn at a traffic light. The driver on the opposite side was making a right turn on red, a maneuver legal in America as long as traffic is clear, and ended up hitting the Tesla. She'd turned too wide and drifted into the wrong lane. Had she stayed in her own lane, the accident could have been avoided. After hitting the Tesla, the other driver just took off. The submitter took off after her, flashing his headlights in an attempt to get the other driver's attention. After a while, she finally pulled over. When she got out of the car, she asked if he had hit her, which made him furious. He asked why she didn't stop, and she said she was only driving away because she was in a state of panic. They exchanged insurance information and filed insurance claims. She was found at fault, and the Teslacam footage was used as evidence. The Tesla's gonna be in the shop for 2 to 3 weeks, and the estimated cost of repair is about $8,000 US. Jesse was driving his Model S in Nashville, Tennessee. He was heading home while using Autopilot when he heard a loud bang to his right. He immediately realized he was only a few miles behind the location where a different Tesla had been shot at. When he looked to his right, he saw that a work truck had blown its front tire. The tire shredded part of their fender, and a UPS truck had to slam on the brakes to avoid hitting them. Dan saw what he thought was part of an 18-wheeler tire sitting in the road, but he didn't expect it to move and have legs. Dan says this is the first real gator he's seen in Florida. Al was driving his Model 3 home from the gym in Wellesley, Massachusetts when he witnessed a very strange accident occur. A gray car was beginning to turn as a white car started to back up. The white car wasn't actually backing into a parking spot, that's a driveway. Al wasn't sure why he was planning to park there anyway. He got out and offered both drivers the footage, but neither one wanted it. The driver of the white car admitted he was at fault right away. Personally, Al says he's actually not sure who was at fault, and an argument could be made either way. What do you think? Anders had parked his Model 3 at a charging station in Sweden when a driver in a Kia pulled up and bumped his door into the Tesla not once, not twice, but 3 times. When he got back to his car, he found the Sentry mode events and started watching them right away. While he was watching, the Kia driver returned to his car. Anders confronted the Kia driver about the bumps, but the guy just denied that it ever happened and walked away. Anders inspected for damage, but didn't find any, so he didn't pursue this any further. Let's just hope this guy is more careful in the future. Remember kids, Sentry mode is always watching. Okay, let's see what we've got here. This is a Model 3 parked in Norway. Oh no, a shopping cart! Let's hope this isn't what I think it is. The cart demon strikes again. Hold on tight. Well folks, that's a confirmed hit. The submitter says the cart made a small dent, but he thinks it's too small to bother involving the police. Terry was driving his Model 3 using Autopilot in Chandler, Arizona when he noticed a Mercedes driver flying up behind him. Suspecting he might do something stupid, he turned off Autopilot and took over driving. Sure enough, the Mercedes driver decided to merge across the gore lane and almost rammed Terry in the process. He slammed on the brakes to give the Mercedes some space. He sent the video to the local police, but he's pretty sure they aren't going to do anything about it. Diogo was driving his Model 3 with Autopilot engaged on the highway in Portugal when all of a sudden he saw the headlights of a car driving the wrong way. He had no idea how someone could end up in this situation. The woman driving was not at all aware she was driving on a major highway, and she kept to the left lane at high speed as if it was her side of the road. He called emergency services, and they were already aware and tracking the incident. Ayrton was driving his Model 3 in Michigan when a Nissan merged behind him. The only problem with that was that there was already a Chevrolet there. They all pulled into a parking lot nearby, and he gave both parties copies of the footage. Paul was driving home during a thunderstorm in Westminster, Maryland, when he caught a cloud-to-cloud-to-ground lightning strike on the front camera. Jeff was heading home from work when a falling meteor lined up with the opening of the on-ramp. The colors were orange, green, and yellow. He adds that this indicates the meteor was made up of mostly sodium and iron, and maybe some magnesium. Yasmani was driving his Model 3 in Jacksonville, Florida, when a piece of metal went flying and hit the car next to him, breaking its fog light. James was driving his Model Y in Seattle, Washington. As he was exiting the freeway, a panhandler really put on a show for him. James was really impressed by his crazy juggling skills, and he definitely earned all of his spare change. What a great ending to this episode. See you all next Sunday.
Keep it alive.
Oh Lord, won't you buy me a cyber truck? My friends all drive diesel, I must make amends.